have something amazing. I have to take a breath. We're going to get into a little bit of a go here in just a second, but I just have to say hi. Yes, we are. It is a special day. And I just feel like crying, to be honest, because the entire team has poured so much heart and soul and effort into the thing that I'm going to tell you about today. And it's just something that is so near and like so. I don't even have a word for it. I was trying to come up with a word. Are you guys ready to dig in? Let's do this, baby. If you've ever wondered what video gear to buy, then we've got you covered. There's a brand new gear finder. See, I'm tripping over my words. There is a brand new gear finder. It's a free resource to help you know exactly what to buy. Here's the thing. The trouble with video, as you all know, and I want you, if you're watching this live, to put a comment in, how many of you have had to deal with the question of, what do I buy? What do I buy? What camera is right for me? But what about if I don't want that in my background? What if I don't want the mic in my shot? Which light do I get? Is it a ring light? Is it a flat light? Is it a dome light? Like, what about my space? Like, how have you dealt with that? It causes so much overwhelm, and that is what we're trying to avoid here with this. It causes decision fatigue, which decision fatigue, guys, is real, right? I mean, just in life, we deal with decision fatigue, and it stops people from just getting started. And honestly, to me, it's like, it is the worst thing in the world to watch. Like, over the years, we have dealt with so many thousands of students, and that's the consistent thing that I see, and it breaks my heart, because what I want you to do is shine. I want you to put yourself out there. I want you to be able to get over the tech, right? Like, let's just get rid of the need for determining what tech you need to buy, at least at first, and get you started with a simple setup that will actually get you to that result of putting your content out there, putting yourself out there. The biggest thing that we watch people do is they actually procrastinate for hours, days, even years. I have seen people procrastinate for years, and it's like, oh, right? Like, I just want you to put yourself out there in that bigger way. And so when it comes to the tech, people are actually like just trying to spend so much time deciding on which camera to buy, which light to buy, what they're supposed to do with all of this stuff. So instead of, procrastinating and trying to deal with that, watching YouTube video after YouTube video, and of course we have our studio course, right? Like, it's a deep dive. But what I want you to do is first start with a simple tech setup, right? And like, that's going to get you to a better end result. The biggest mistake that people make, other than just procrastination, is just buying whatever YouTube video told you to buy, or just buying whatever I'm using. But that is not the question in mind. You don't need to buy what I buy necessarily, right? You need to buy what's going to help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So you got to start at the end result first, and then work your way backwards. And we've taken care of all of that, that backwards thinking, right? But I want you to ask yourself, what result do you want? Are you trying to showcase something on your desk? Are you an artist and you want like kind of like an over-the-shoulder shot, right? Are you just trying to amp up Zoom? What is that end result that you're trying to accomplish? That is the only thing that you need to know. And then we can save you time, money, and frustration just trying to like figure it out on your own, right? So this video gear kit finder is something like nothing else that we've seen. And so I'm going to show you what it looks like because I think this is huge. And the team has just, we are constantly asking ourselves, like, how can we help our students? How can we help you, the viewers, get to that first point faster? Yes, you can then customize over time. Yes, you can dig into more gear. Yes, you can do all of that, but you don't necessarily need to start there. That's what trips you up over and over and over. And we are just so passionate. If you can't tell, I'm just like, this means so much to me because I think it'll help so many more people get to professional looking video, that quality, without all of the confusion, without the overwhelm, without the decision fatigue, without the buying of things that actually aren't going to work for you. And yes, there are some video gear kits out there, right? Like those exist. We have had some just like random lists of gear. And who does that help, right? Like you're just buying stuff because you see it on a gear list and they're options and they're these like, okay, well, you can buy this camera or this camera. You can buy this light or this light. Like these are our favorites. Those exist out there. But in my view, a gear kit should be just that. A no decisions needed gear kit that literally says, okay, you buy this camera, you buy this light, you buy this cable, right? Down to the last cable, the accessories that you need to make it all fit together. That's where these gear kits online go wrong, and that's where you get so confused. So what we did was created a completely free gear finder, and that is something that you're just going to spend 60 seconds with us and answer a couple of questions, and we will tell you exactly what to buy completely for free. So let me show you. You guys want to see it? Do you want to see it? If I buy something not good enough, then I need something better. Right? And over time, you might want to buy something better, right? You are welcome. Yes, you start with things and then you don't know what you're doing. And then, right? Like, of course you did, Sammy, but you can get it here. If you want to follow along with me, I'm actually going to show you this. It's important to buy what you need versus you want, right? Right? I mean, you can buy that too, but all right. I'm going to show you this gear finder and it's so awesome. There's nothing else like it out there that we could find. So this is the gear finder. What you're going to do when you go to livestreamingpros.com/gear, again, this is free. It just takes 60 seconds. And what you're going to do is click through on the buttons. So you're going to get your personalized gear kit now, and then you're just going to ask a question, or you're going to answer the questions. Who needs a mic? What are you trying to do for an end result, right? And I'm not going to go through this whole thing. You don't necessarily need a teleprompter, right? Not now. If you're just getting started, you don't necessarily need a teleprompter. That can be something that you add to later, right? So I want you to go through this kit or this gear finder and go through these questions. Again, it only takes like 60 seconds. And then what you're going to get is something that looks like this. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. You're going to have to get it yourself, but it will lock it down into exactly what you need. And that's where you start. If you already have a fully customized studio, you have multiple cameras, multiple monitors, multiple everything, and you're really happy with your setup, and you are just going along and you've been doing this for a while, this may not be the right thing for you. However, if you have a bunch of cables and cameras and equipment in a box that's just still sitting there, or if you just don't know what cameras or mics or lights to buy, or if you have a video gear setup-ish, but you're not necessarily happy with it, we have found through the conversations that we've had with the small group of people, we let see this ahead of time, even if you have something set up, you are also going to find benefit in this gear finder because it literally just breaks it down. No decisions on your end. We've gone through, and it was a pain in the royal blank to create this. But this team was so hell-bent on making sure that you get these results fast that we all just pushed and pushed and pushed. We went through all of the decision-making process for you. We have dealt with thousands and thousands of students who have asked the questions that went into this gear finder. And I truly, truly believe that it's going to help you cross that finish line of getting going faster. And I hope that it works. I hope that you are as happy with it as we are. And I want your feedback. And by the way, this is launch day. If you're doing this on launch day or the day after, you may actually experience a glitch here or there. We've done all the testing we can, but when it opens up to a mass number of people, sometimes there will be something that goes wrong. So bear with us. We will work out all the kinks, but let us know anything you find. India says, so dope. Thank you. I really need this list. Now, I saw a question earlier. Yes, Marcus just got his free gear kit. Which one did you get? What was your personalized gear result? So if you, need some support in setting it up, I saw somebody ask earlier, okay, but how do you know I'm actually going to be able to use the gear that I buy, right? I have to go buy, it's a bit of an investment to buy gear, right? That's why we were so hell-bent on making this free for you, so that you could just focus on actually putting out you should focus on buying the gear, like in the investment, right? But then you can get the whole kit free. Now, I did see somebody, woohoo, just got the teleprompter gear kit. Nice. I saw somebody ask earlier, how do I know that I'm actually going to be able to use this? So what we did to help you from that perspective is we know, again, from the thousands of students that we've seen kind of go through the processes of setting up a studio, we know that you also struggle with how to actually connect all the dots, right? So once you get your gear kit from the gear finder, you actually have the opportunity to grab a setup guide. This setup guide, I'm not going to show you the whole thing again because I want it to be a surprise for you once you get it. But this setup guide actually literally walks you step by step what to plug in where to position your lights, where to position the camera, how the camera actually connects to the lens, right? Things like that. So these are important factors in setting up that will eliminate the frustration of actually connecting all the dots. Where does this cable connect? So you do have the opportunity to grab a setup guide. And we're offering it for a discount for 24 hours after you go through this process. So you can get it for only $17 to say, what is this? Where does it go? And we also put in some tips, some knowledge pieces so that you understand why you're setting it up the way that you are. What does this piece of gear do? Why do you even need it in the first place, right? So that setup guide is in depth, and I'm so proud of it. I mean, this team, Daniel is primarily responsible for putting all of that together. And I mean, each person on this team has just been amazing at putting every piece of this together. And I'm so incredibly proud of what we've put together for you because of the results that I hope it gets for you. And but yeah, that setup guide is aces. And I think that you're going to really find it means that you actually don't have to even think about a thing, right? That's the whole goal of it, right? Is okay, so you say, you get all the gear. Once it gets there, you're like, okay, well, I have to figure this out. I have to assemble it. All you have to do is pull up the PDF and you just do the things and you're done. That is the entire hope for this, that you don't have to think about a thing. You do not need to be spending all of your time and effort and brain space on the tech because that's what we see you do. And we don't want you to do that anymore. It's so massively important that you get to a point where you can just say, the tech is out of the way. Now I can shine. Now I can go live. I can record video. I can show up on Zoom. I can do the things that I need to get my message across quickly, easily, done. And then you can take the next steps. Then you can customize. Then you can add to. And by the way, the stuff that you get in the gear kit will actually be applicable to when you are ready to customize. So we made sure that everything kind of matches together from what we recommend at a base level and what we recommend at the customized level. Now, if you change up what you're trying to accomplish, you might have some adjustments to make, right? But yeah, that's a great way to say it. Don't over-tech it, right? It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be 10 camera studio like I have here. It needs to be professional looking. It's got a great quality. You're ready to go, right? Simple, easy, get started, then customize. How much variation adaptable is the setup guide based on the space where I will be setting up my studio? Great question, James. We actually took that into account as we were setting up all of the kits and the setup guides. And we did it in such a manner that it doesn't matter if you have a huge space or a small space, okay? So you're going to attach it, to what is relevant in the kit that you get. But it really shouldn't matter, and we walk you through, like, if there is a space consideration, we'll walk you through that. But ultimately, these kits are really plain and simple. It doesn't matter what kind of space you have. It will work for that. Now, as you evolve, there are nuances, right? That is the whole problem we're trying to solve. Because that's where you start. That's where everybody starts, is the nuances, is the what ifs, and if this, and if that. And we want to eliminate all of that. Paul Duncan was the first person to grab a setup guide. Paul, I hope you enjoy that setup guide. So we like to call out first people. And then, you guys, I hope that this is actually really beneficial to just putting all of the foundations. And I know that you know others who need this kind of professional quality, but they're not really ready to go custom. Holly Lee, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate you. You rock. I hope that means that you're excited about this because I swear we are all so freaking excited about it. I had jitters and nerves before we went live, and I'm still kind of working through that. If you can't tell, I'm just like, because I believe in it so much. I believe in the results that it will get more people. The more people that can just instantly get going and not even worry about a thing, the better for all of us, right? So are y'all excited? Give me a big yes or a meh in the comments. Oh, okay. Yeah, bring on those suggestions. Again, this is day one. This is launch. We have put months of effort behind this. And of course, in an internal kind of situation, it's difficult to see all of the things. So bring those to us. We will be revamping it. We will be adjusting it and improving it over time. So I like that music creator. And so, that is something that we actually didn't, from a music perspective, if you are a musician, that is not one of the kits that we do have in this current version. In the launch version, we decided to wait on that. But thank you so much for that suggestion. Absolutely. All right. I would love to find a large room set up for a training studio for dogs. Really looking for camera and setups and streaming gear that can be remote controlled. So start with this gear kit. You will actually, because we do have a setup for if you need to show the room, if you need to move around, like with dog training. So there is a solution for you in this gear finder. So again, if you haven't gone here, or as soon as this is over, like go to livestreamingpros.com/gear. It is completely free to go through the gear finder to find your personalized gear kit, which is a free shopping list. Literally everything you need: accessories, cables, cameras, lights, mics. That way you can get started, you can go quickly, you can get the tech out of the way so that you can focus on what truly matters: your content, your message, your shine, right? And then you also have the option to get a setup guide. Just got my setup guide. Fantastic. So the setup guide, is really helpful for just breaking it down. What does this go to? Why do I need this? How does it connect together? You may think that you're techie enough, you've got a shopping list, you're good to go, right? But that actually we see time and time and time again. We see it over and over where people are like, I got this. And then they're like, what? I'm so frustrated. Like, why? I don't know why I have this thing in this box. Do I need it? Do I not need it? Right? These questions come up. So for 24 hours, you can get that setup guide for only for $10 off, $17. And then if you decide later you want it, you can still get it as well. Hell yeah. The world of streaming and video has needed this. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I hope that is true. This is very cool. Thank you, Paul. I am just, yes, you guys are loving this. Fantastic. I am just so incredibly thankful to our entire team who's put just like all the effort into creating this, to bringing it to life. And, without them, I would not have been able to do this myself. It is just too much. Like it's such a big project. And that's why I say, guys, it is launch day. If you encounter a bug, please do let us know. Hit that support email and tell us so that we can fix it. But there's so many complicated layers to creating this. This is why it doesn't exist in the world until today, that, that we put it together in a much faster timeline than I expected us to be able to. But I'm also very, very, very proud. Kidding, kidding, this is exciting. Thank you, Murray. I'm always excited. Heck yes, awesome. Just got the gear kit setup guide. Awesome. Thank you. This will help so many business owners. Thank you, Christina. Christina's my sister. Ton of work. Such a clever idea. Thank you. Thank you. It's interesting how all of this stuff kind of comes together from multiple points. And, I remember actually the day that the beginning stages of it occurred. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember how we had sent you an email and we said, we're working on some trainings for if you're a lawyer, if you're a creative, right? For all of this different stuff. We asked you to get on Zoom, and we just sat there for hours, for an entire day. We had Zoom open for people to come in and tell us what they needed from us and what their struggles were and where they were getting hiccuped, right? Hiccuped? I don't think that's the right word. I don't think that that's the right word. Oh, what a gift this is. Oh, God, that means so much. That means so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to see that it is actually helpful to you guys. But so from those Zoom calls, our intention was actually to do a series of trainings at the beginning of this year. We were going to do some live intensives and go through the trainings, right? And kind of like have half days with all of these different niches, because that's the key. People have different needs for the different things that you're trying to accomplish. And so this was the start of us trying to say, like, how can we help people where they are and not just dump them into one course? How can we speak to their needs better? That was the core question that we were asking ourselves. And honestly, once we had all of those Zoom calls, and honestly, it was exciting, and it was really cool to hear from all of you. And I just want to thank each and every one of you who did show up to those Zoom calls. This was months ago, last year. Um, uh, yes, yeah, you can actually go through the quiz multiple times. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by comments. Let me finish my story time. Story time, right? And so I'm sorry, I'm just gonna take a second because this is so cool. Yes. Oh, that's great to know. Okay, cool. The product demo kit. Fantastic. Okay, let me get back to story time. What happened was we were like, this is amazing. Our our like brains just opened up, right? And then we were like, like, okay, this is a lot of information to present, to do. How are we going to find the time to actually accomplish all of these different individual trainings? So we were looking at ways to simplify. And oh, thank you, Erin. Thank you so much. We were looking at ways to really simplify the process, kind of for us, but also then it became very, very important to simplify it for you. And so it all kind of merged together. Callie was like, what if we did this like PDF of the trainings that we were thinking about doing? And that's where this whole idea just started to really evolve and say like, okay, well, what can we do? How can we simplify it better? What are we going to do to help people accomplish that whole concept of I need X, what do I buy for that? And then that started to evolve, and it grew, and it morphed into what you see today. And I'm just so incredibly proud of all of the work that we've done in order to stay true to that question. Simplify, simplify, simplify. And I've been looking at this concept of simplification for years. And it's just now coming to fruition, which is amazing. And it's just so cool. And it makes me want to tear up, honestly, because it's like, this is just the biggest problem. It's the biggest problem for everybody who does video, and not just live video, but video, right? And the entire process of like, okay, Kathleen and Greg and Daniel and I had been on like Zoom and just like hammering it out. Like, okay, what do we need to XYZ? Like, what's the logic behind trying to actually figure out how to help people simplify this? And so it was just a really intense process. Paul has just done an amazing job at figuring out how to like make it all look good, right? And come up with ideas in terms of like how to do that. Dave Peterson as well. Who am I forgetting? I mean, I want to make sure that everybody feels that you guys know that this is not just like a one person thing. It is a team effort, and it would not have happened without just months of and I got a few gray hairs in the process. I totally did, right? And that's, I truly believe, after having kind of seen it, how it came to be, I realized that that's why it doesn't exist on the market, because it is very complicated to put together. But we've taken all the complexity out of it for you so that you don't have to sit there and think, what do I need? You just get a resource that's free, easy, simple to set up, right? So you can set it up yourself, or you can get the setup guide that literally walks you step by step through this process, right? And we will show you exactly where to put everything. So that's awesome to hear. Fantastic resource for beginners and even more advanced creators who might want to take it up a notch. Exactly. It's not just for beginners. And that's what I discovered when talking to only a few people that we allowed to see it before we launched. And that was that it's not just for if you're starting out, there are so many people in the messy middle where you've bought the gear and you have tried to put it together, you're not happy with it, right? Or you do want to step it up a notch and you want to say like, oh, like um, how do I put, uh, how do I put all of this, um, how do I make it look the way I want it to, right? And so in that setup guide, we answer some of those questions. Lighting is one of the biggest issues in terms of finding the right way to start out with lighting. So we walk you through some of the settings to actually do. We walk you through the camera settings. These are the points where people get really frustrated, is those settings and the individual like nitty gritty. And so, yeah, every conversation became a launch conversation. You are right about that, Kathleen. Like we would start to have like a conversation about something else, and then everything was like, okay, launch. Gear kits, right? But yeah, gray hair equals wisdom, and I've gained a lot of wisdom in this process. Well, I'm glad to be. I mean, I've been a part of it for a little while, but yeah, no, I'm happy because it means that I've been through. Yeah, I know a lot, right? The gear setup is beautiful. So much love went into everything. It really, really, truly did, and you know. When I kind of saw it all come together in like this way of like how do we move people from A to Z? Like that's when there was this big aha moment of like, this is how this process is gonna go for people. And that was huge. That was massive. And of course it's, it's like I love how ideas happen, right? Because it's like this idea and that thought and that thing and it all morphs together, and then you have this like boom kind of like light up thing. Gray or gray? I'm gonna leave that to Dave Peterson, English teacher. I never assume I know anything because if I did, I would be more successful. When you get ready to make the MX melting edition. Oh, yeah, I've got some heaters. All right, there you go. Can't wait to learn how to set up a second camera angle. Fantastic. And I do 2 separate kits questionnaires for 2 different applications. Yes, you can go through it multiple times. And if you are, again, think about the end result. What are you trying to accomplish? That is the biggest mistake that people make. What are you trying to accomplish? And then take this questionnaire, 60 seconds, a few questions, and we've got it broken down for you. No decisions needed. Get rid of decision fatigue, get rid of tech setup issues and frustration, and boom, you're done. So Christina said, I'm assuming there are links for all the gear so I don't have to go figure out where to buy them. Yes, don't worry. Do not worry. Now, also, this is an important piece of conversation, right? This is our main recommendations. As we all know, there are supply chain issues. So you might be wondering, like, when I click that link, if there's a supply chain issue, what do I do? We got you covered on that end as well. We wanted to keep it really tight with the recommendations that we love and our best recommendations for you. If you cannot find something in your email, you will have a series of options. We've broken it down. I mean, guys, we've tried to think at least of every single thing that you are going to struggle with. And, obviously, there's a lot of that, but we've really tried to think through those things. So in your email, if you can't find something, we have suggestions for you. So don't skip those emails, open those up. But yes, absolutely, links, and not just names. And whatever country you're in, our links should point you to the right gear on your store, on your country's store. However, there may be some weirdness there in a country that, is not kind of like built for that, or it doesn't have that product. But yeah, you should be able to just click the links, get it, go, you're done. I just took the quiz, Luria. Love your content, always so helpful. Thank you so much. Hold on. Next piece of gear I'm waiting on is, oh, nice. Exactly. That's how I started off this video, and I'm gonna keep harping on that because that's where people go wrong, watching YouTube video after YouTube video and not knowing. And again, once you get started, once you're like, okay, I've got professional quality video, I'm good. I'm putting my content out there. I'm shining. I'm putting my message out there. I'm good. Then we can upgrade. Then we can customize. Then we can get into the nitty-gritty. And in our professional video studio course, that actually has more knowledge, right? We dive deep into that, into the decisions that you do need to make. But we don't want you to just get bogged down into the decisions. We want you to take this process. And that's what was so important to us throughout this entire flow that I told you about, right? We were like, okay, this step, this step, this step. How do we see it? And I've put so much effort into, if you're in this space that you might know this name, like the path that you take. Where are you struggling here? You go here, you go there, right? And so that is so freaking important. But we've got to start you with the end result to know what you need. And then you can, when you're ready, go to the Pro Video Studio course, understand what all the vocabulary even means. Then you can understand why you would make a purchase decision for something that you want to add to your studio. So you're intelligently making these decisions, and then you can customize and get better and better and better. Will the gear finder help me to incorporate the limited gear I currently use, such as the MacBook Pro? So in the gear finder, this is an important note. We're not talking about computers at this point. You're going to use whatever computer that you've got on hand. Now, if you're live streaming, the age-old question of does your computer can it handle it? But that's separate. That's a separate conversation from the gear finder. And so what I would encourage you to do, it's free. There's no harm in actually going through the questions for 60 seconds and getting the gear list. And then you can say, okay, what do I have? What do I already have out of this list? And can I kind of mix and match, right? And now, the setup guide isn't going to go over your gear, right? But you can potentially mix and match depending on what that is. Next question, Mitchie. I would like to upgrade from Phone 7 and Epoch Cam. Is the Elgato Face Cam good for YouTube content, or should I save up more and go for the Sony a5100 and Cam Link? So you're going to get more fine-tuned detail out of a phone with Cam Link with Camo than the face cam. I like the face cam. I use it for my overhead shots, but when I'm trying to do fine-tuned detail, that's the key. It's not going to really see all of that as well. Let's see. And so if you have the budget for the Sony and Cam Link, absolutely, we have all of those recommendations. Again, this gear finder walks you through every decision. You don't need to make any decisions. That's the whole point, right? And let me get back to this right here. So this is the gear finder. So you're going to land on this page and you're literally just going to click this button and you're going to take 60 seconds, walk through a series of questions we're asking you. And we know that what that question or what that answer is you're giving us, it tells us so much about what you're trying to accomplish. So then at the end, you're going to get your gear kit that literally shows you everything you need. This is one example. I'm not going to show you the entire thing because I want you to see your example on what matters to the type of content that you're trying to create. And then you have the option to upgrade to the gear setup guide, because that will walk you through all of the frustrating setup problems that people encounter. So livestreamingpros.com/gear. I forgot to hit this button. There you go. I should have put that way up front. I forgot it was there. So let's see. Yes, absolutely. It does have a great 1080p camera. Okay. Gratuitous video shot. Go to livestreamingpros.com/gear. That is where you're going to find this gear finder. Let's see. I'm just like looking at your questions. Oh, somebody asked about the ZV-1 at some point. You are like the ZV-1 is a good question, but or is a good camera, but I wouldn't use it as a main shot. I would use that as a different, like a B cam kind of, not a B cam, a demo shot. And so we do have that integrated into the gear kits. Sammy, if you never got the email, should we email support? Absolutely. Oh, I should have said this way up front. Wait 10 minutes for me, guys. Wait 10 to 15 minutes. Day one launch, the API, connection is taking quite a bit longer than we normally experience with our deliveries. So just know that it is probably coming. It is coming, not probably. We're definitely going to deliver it to you. But give us like 10 to 15 minutes. If you don't see it immediately, it will come. And if you don't see it after that, go ahead and email support. Like I said, normally our delivery is pretty fast. But for some reason today, we're experiencing quite a long delay. So hopefully that'll clear itself up over time. But yeah. And again, if you find any bugs or if you find anything that that seems weird or odd or a link doesn't work or whatever, we have done all of the work. I've spent hours, just going through all of this stuff and trying to make sure that it is all like spectacularly perfect, but I can guarantee something's wrong. It's just like live video. Something's gonna go wrong. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I'm so glad to hear that because I'm like, why? Okay, so hopefully then that's just a kind of a, next couple of days that we'll probably have to deal with that. Going to look over the gear list recommendation and see how much I overdid my setup. And again, there are different levels for this stuff, right? James wants to know, will the gear finder help me incorporate the limited gear? Oh, I already answered that. Sorry, I didn't pre-read. You always pre-read your comments for many, many reasons. For many reasons, pre-read your comments, please, for the love of viewers. Okay, fantastic. Did not run into any issues, fast and easy. Yeah, that's the cool thing. It's just 60 seconds. And you guys, like, it is, I can't even, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited about the results that you guys are going to get, that the people that like, we've had, I've only told a few people about this. I have kept it under wraps. Normally I tell people up front, like heads up, this thing is coming. And it was so like, I felt so much passion for the project and I felt so much expectation for the results. And I felt so much responsibility for you that I couldn't bring myself to talk about it until we knew it was going to work. Because like I said, there's nothing out there like it is, like this. There's gear kits all over the place, but they are not this. They are random and they don't have all of the pieces and they make you have decision fatigue, even though it's a list of gear. So gear kits to me needs to be a complete kit for you. And so, I don't know where I was going with that. I got caught up in the emotion. Sorry. I kind of figured I was going to cry today, to be honest. I was like, don't cry. It's okay. But there's just been so much poured into this that if you do know somebody, we would love for you to share it with them who is wanting that professional look, quality, and feel, so that they can just have that instant credibility, so that they can kind of just dive right in and get going with their content. If you do know somebody, share that link, livestreamingpros.com/gear with them. Yeah. Take a few deep breaths and a moment to celebrate. We can wait 60 seconds. Oh, it's such a cool tool. I'm so happy to see the result or see like the response. You guys, I really appreciate the fact that you are here and that you're excited as well. Kit list I got from it looks good. Fantastic. Don't assume that you know, I mean, if you're like Victor, you probably don't need the setup gear, but or setup guide, but he's in IT and stuff. So like, but don't assume for most people that you don't need that setup guide, because the whole point of it is that we've thought through all of the things that we know that you deal with when setting up your gear. We see your questions for many, many years, thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers, right? Like through the years of like, these questions come up over and over and over. I spent so much time thinking like, what are those questions? And pulling that stuff into this, that I'm like, okay, well, that guide is that step that's going to help you overcome the hurdles. Like at the first stage, your decision making is gone. You don't have to wonder what gear to buy to accomplish XYZ. You don't need that. But you don't need to make that decision, right? But then your next decision is dealing with the setup itself, and that's where that setup guide comes in. So just understand that there's more information in that that might actually help you. It looks like we had a quiz going. I never know that there's a quiz going until Callie pops it up into my chat. And we asked you how many of you have taken the gear quiz yet. 69% of you have, and 30% of you say quizzes make me nervous. That math does not add up, but we'll go with it. It's 1% off. It's always 1% off. YouTube polls, I don't know why. But quizzes make me nervous. Why? It's only 60 seconds. It's only 60 seconds of your time. It's completely free. There's literally no reason not to do it. If you want professional quality video, if you just want to like say, all right, I've got the look and feel. I have instant credibility now. If you're a course creator, if you do webinars, these things are massively important, right? YouTube videos, live streams, just to be able to stand out above the crowd. That math doesn't. I did live math. Are you proud of me? I did live math. And I know that, yeah, I'm such a procrastinator. Just tried it and it's so helpful. Yay! That's what I like to hear. And also, guys, once you get your gear and once you go through the setup guide and you put together your gear, please do us a favor. Please. In your setup guide, there's a hashtag. Callie, what's the hashtag? Shoot, we went through so many. Ooh, tell me. But once you get your gear set up, we want you to post a tweet, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. But use the hashtag. I'm waiting on it. It's in your setup guide. So then you can actually show us what you did. That's what we want to see, is we want you to show us what you did with your gear that you got from us. So yeah, live math is dangerous. It really, really is. I like the guides and videos. It gives me a better idea of what it can be used. Fantastic. Even Victor has found use in it. And Victor is, advanced, right? So again, I want to make sure that you guys know, like, if this, I think that a lot of people, even the more advanced people, will find benefit in this. I really do. It's primarily meant for people who don't know what cameras or mics or lights to buy. So if you're in that category, you haven't bought anything yet because you don't know what to buy in order to get professional quality video, this is for you. If you, have a bunch of tech already. Maybe you've bought some things from YouTube videos or from random gear guides out there that are not what I would consider a gear guide. I hate that term now because I'm like, no, or a gear, kits or whatever, right? I'm like, no, kits have to be complete and no decisions made. And so if you have bought some stuff and it's still sitting in a box or half put together, or you weren't sure what to do with it, this gear finder is for you. If you have a video gear setup ish, right? But you're not happy with it, if you don't like the look and feel, even if you don't know what to do with the lighting, honestly, the gear setup guide is going to help you with position, temperature control, all of that. And so it'll get you a good basic setup. And then if you're overwhelmed or you're confused about any of the decisions, about why you need a capture card, what it does, or what you do with a freaking dummy battery. Like, what is that? If you look at the box and you're like, like, there's these extra parts. If there's extra parts from what you see in the setup guide, then you automatically know you don't need them, right? Because we've thought through all of those things. Then once you've got your gear, you've downloaded your free gear kit, you've gone through the setup guide, you've assembled your video setup, and that looks professional, then I want you to start creating content. And then as you create content, you can upgrade, you can customize, you can go through the Pro Video Studio course and learn all the vocabulary and all the customizations and the whys. You want more of this and that, right? And you can like really make it your own. But to start, we start with what you want to accomplish, what's the end result, and then we're going to take all of the decisions out of your hand. We're not going to make you grow gray hairs like I have. We've got you covered. And I really hope that this is super helpful. Wow. I'm gonna take this with pride. It's pretty damn perfect, says Doc. I took the quiz and literally have 99% of items in my guide. Only the whiskey was missing. Yeah, we didn't include the whiskey. No, we didn't. I'm gonna say thank you, Doc, for that, saying it's pretty damn perfect. Nothing's gonna be perfect for all decisions, all the things ever, but like this, we've put so much heart and soul into helping you just get to the content, get the tech out of the way. That's funny. Oh, geez. Oh, you guys. Without LSP, I wouldn't have my good looking studio. Yeah, baby. It works. Have tried it now. All right. Fantastic. It is awesome and well organized. I will do it again. It's a great tool. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. This is going to be amazing. If you do encounter bugs, there are likely to be bugs. It is launch day, and we haven't opened this up to so many people to put it through its paces. So you guys are really helping us out here. Send us the bugs. Send us the desires that you have. Like somebody said earlier, right? You said that you have that you wanted a specific setup that we didn't have, but you found a kit based on just answering the way you need to answer that was almost perfect for you. So send us what you need us to improve on. And of course, we will always, be improving this whole process. But I think I am incredibly proud of the starting point for this launch, for something that doesn't exist out there. In this same way that we can find. You always inspire my work and channel. I love your connection with the audience. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You guys are why I do this, like why I show up on camera when I don't want to. You are why this entire team has spent months working around the clock to try and get this out the door to you, because we didn't want to wait any longer. I just felt so important. It felt so important that you get this in your hands as quickly as possible so that we can help you get to that first stage faster. Oh, I love it. Hello. This is the one. I actually have the two right here. So I'm delayed on recording videos about the RCP2 because of this gear finder, because it took so much effort, literally like, seriously around the clock, like weekends, nights, all of it, just to get this out the door to you on time. And I really am thankful for, an external team that we also brought in order to help us with all of the nitty gritty behind the scenes functionality of what you see here. And so that was huge. Yeah, as you can see, like, I don't know if you could tell, but it means the world to me that we got this out the door. And I just think that it's going to help so many people. And it took huge team effort to accomplish it. What is the live streaming production on the website? So we offer remote production. So if you're looking for somebody to do the production for you, where you don't have to camera switch, you don't have to do all of that, we offer those services. So you guys can take a look there. Like Holly, if that's something that you're needing, so that you can concentrate on the content. Some people do that for like virtual events, have us do their virtual events, or have us do their webinars or things like that, or just their weekly live show. You guys give me so much more confidence. You just said the magic word. Is the magic word, Victoria. I don't think I actually said that here today. I said that on a live stream that I did the other day, but like my core mission is that my core mission is no matter what I teach, right? Like, but everything that is underlying, including this gear finder process, is to help you gain confidence so that you can unleash your hidden power, so that you can put your message out there and have a greater impact on the world that you're trying to have, right? And help you shine. And that's what this is all about, is helping you gain that confidence. Because what we have seen is over and over and over, people, have that decision fatigue. They're overwhelmed with what camera to buy, what light to buy, what mic is right for them, and all of these things. And at the end of the day, it drains the confidence. They think like, okay, I'm going to do this video thing, right? I'm going to go live, or I'm going to do this video thing, or I'm going to do a webinar or a course. And then they get in the mud. It's such mud to try and figure it all out yourself. And that is what this whole gear finder is all about, is taking away the mud, right? And helping you gain confidence faster, because then you're just like, breeze through, bam, confidence, boom. So thank you for saying that. Great work, Live Streaming Pros team. Yes, sorry. You are welcome. I don't think I answered your question. But maybe somebody else did. Great work. The workflow charting out the decision tree must have been a lot of work. Yes, indeed. And we probably still have some, logic to improve, but hold on. Had a hiccup there, sorry. For launch, for getting it in your hands, it's way beyond beta. Like, it is, I think, something that's really going to be spectacular for so many people. I can't say it enough. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can say the name Callie Lewis. You can say it. It's okay. Oh, and you guys, this is totally off topic, but next week I'm going out to New York for a big video project, and I'm so excited about it. I'm not going to tell you what that is here, but I'll tell you that on another day. But I am going out to New York, and I think that project is actually going to help so many people in another way, in also confidence, but in an entirely different way. And I cannot wait to shoot that and get that out the door to you. That'll be out. Well, I'm not going to say dates, because that always gets me in trouble. What mic? I'm using the Rode NTG4 Plus. is the mic, and the RCP2, the Rodecaster Pro 2. All right, you guys. Love Audio Production, Paul, member for 2 years, 25 months. Hi from sunny Spain, everyone. Hi, Paul. It's good to see you. Good to see you. This was random. This is a random comment. What are we talking about Gary Vee for? What? I must have missed something. I'm excited for you, LP. Thank you so much, Doc. I appreciate that, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I guess I'm going to let you go. I could talk about this for all day. I really could. But I am sure that we have some bugs already reported, so we're going to go do that. Take the quiz. Or take the Gear Finder, go through that. It's 60 seconds. It's completely free. And then once you get your kit down to the last cable and accessory you need for creating professional video and get that instant credibility without any decisions, then you can grab that gear, we've gone through so many different names. I'm still getting it in here. Then you can go through the setup guide and make sure that you have, again, no frustrations in the process of getting it set up. And then start shining. Then start doing your thing and get confident on camera. Get that out the door. And then we can customize with you. Does that sound like a plan? Does that sound good? Okay. No, I'm not going to see Gary Vee in New York. Thank you so much, Debbie, for being here. Thank you guys. You all rock. I appreciate you. Go take this, report any bugs you find. Thank you for helping us test this through launch, and send this link to anybody you know who is struggling with the tech or hasn't even started, but needs that instant credibility of professional quality video or live streams. This has been so helpful since I moved from the US. Awesome. And yeah, we have one for podcasters. So if you're a podcaster, we got you covered as well from that perspective. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And I will see you tomorrow for our live show. That's right. Tomorrow for our live show. All right. Enjoy. So exciting. Let's dance this baby out.